Hello everyone, welcome to part 7 of Let's Bumble Through Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. As Zappy, the level 4 Draconian Wizard. Last time we just finished exploring dungeon level 2 and we're going to descend down to dungeon level 3 and hopefully not die. Okay, first thing we see is there's a rat who is sleeping. Let's handle this monster the same way we handle all the other monsters, by zapping it with our magic dart. Speaking of spells, we should actually take a look and see if there's any new spells we can learn now that we're level 4. Okay, slow, conjure flame, and mepitic cloud. Alright. Under the type of the spell we can see some information about it. We can see that slow is of type hexes, which means that when I use the spell it trains up my hexes ability. Conjure flame is conjuration and fire, which means that when I cast conjure flame it trains up conjuration and fire, and the success rate for that is good. And the cloud, conjuration, poison and air. When I cast it, it trains all 3 schools, and the success rate is fair. Let's try conjure flame. That's a pretty good spell. It'll consume 3 spell levels and leave us with only 1 spell level left. Since I've only got a single spell level left, I won't be able to learn any other spells because the only spells I can learn are level 2 and 3. I learn spells by acquiring spell books. At the moment I've got a book of minor magic. If I read it, then the spells I can learn are listed from this book. If I find another spell book, I'll be able to take and learn spells from that. So let's try our brand new spell. Let's cast Conjure Flame on the sleeping kobold, and let's hope that I don't accidentally miscast it. I can't place the cloud on a creature. Oh well. Let's conjure flame there then. That was interesting. I don't think that happened. Nothing happened. Oh well, let's just throw darts at it. I'll experiment a bit later. Dart of Frost. Hobgoblin, let's kill the hobgoblin, let's butcher its corpse, and then take our chances by eating the potentially bad flesh. Tastes terrible, but it's harmless. I could wait a little while until my magic points get back up, but I've got fairly good magic point regeneration, so I won't worry about that too much. Besides, I've got some tools which will assist me running away. I've got Blink, Call Imp, and Conjure Flame. Let's just practice Conjure Flame. There. Miscast, Conjure Flame. Let's try again. Oh, there we go. It's a little puff of flame which slowly dissipates. Alright, next room. Got to be careful since I didn't see any named monsters on level 2. I'm pretty confident that I'll bump into one here. Ooh, an ogre, which caused the death of me last time. I don't want to fight that ogre. In fact, that amulet is not worth it. What I might do though is conjure several imps and then have them attack the ogre. Okay, I'll throw magic darts at the ogre and then run away up the staircase. Ha ha ha. Successful escape from the deadly ogre. I'm still hungry though. Let's go back down and try to avoid that ogre which we saw earlier. Since I went down a trapdoor, there's no staircases leading back up. Oh, speaking of spell books, which I discussed earlier, I found another spell book. A metal-bound book. How about we read it and figure out what spells are in that book? It's a book of fire. I can learn firebrands, ignite poison, bolt of fire, fireball, delayed fireball, ring of flames, and dragon form from the book of fire. That seems really, really handy. But all the spell levels are really high, so I won't be able to learn anything from there. What it does tell me, though, that it tells me that in order to take full advantage of this Book of Fire, I should start training up my fire magic ability. I don't currently have that skill yet, so I just need to continue casting Wall of Fire until I get talented in that. So let's turn off our translocation skill, our summoning skill, and I'll leave conjurations on at the moment, and spellcasting as well. I do want to train up my fire magic skill because since I got this book, the strategy is that I'm going to get good at fire magic and then use that to crush my enemies. Now hopefully the ogre's not here anymore, so let's nab that amulet. And then, since we've got 2 scrolls of identify, let's read about what this amulet does. It's an uncursed amulet of controlled flight. Ah, that was lucky. Basically, when you read a scroll of identify, there's a small chance, a very, very small chance, that once you read it to identify something, that you'll get an opportunity to identify something else as well. And so essentially we get to identify 2 items for the cost of 1 scroll of identify. Let's figure out what this glowing orcish whip is. Yeah, it's a cursed -1 +0 orcish whip. Guess we're extra lucky with this scroll of identify. There's an extremely rare chance that the scroll of identify has a chance of identifying 3 items. So lucky us. Let's figure out what this scroll does. Scroll of teleportation. Fantastic. That looks to be a dead end. I don't want to go into that dead end and find that ogre's come back to try to kill me. There's that ogre. That question mark means that he currently hasn't spotted me, which means that I get a first attack on it. Let's start casting magic darts at it, because that's my most consistent damaging spell. And then run away, since he's close enough and I really don't want to die to that ogre. And you all saw how much ogres just completely devastate unprepared characters. Very hungry. That ogre's going to cause me a bit of trouble. I'd like some way of running back up to the top level if I run into something I can't handle. Ooh, there's a special room filled with statues here. Yeah. I'm feeling kind of vulnerable at the moment, so I don't think I'll be going down that way at the moment, at least until I've got a clear path back up to the previous level. Alright, giant newt, kill the giant newt. Kobolds, let's cast our conjure flame ability and try to... It's a circumstantial ability. I pretty much only use conjure flame if there's a choke point I want to block off from enemies passing through, and I suppose I could use that against the ogre actually. There's a bet. Let's use our conjure flame ability there, so it cannot pass through that, or will take substantial amounts of damage if it does. Scrolls of teleportation, they're kinda handy. Alright, if I can lure that ogre into a small area in which I can block him, then I might be able to defeat him. I'm actually really worried about taking a turn and then bumping into the ogre. I'd hate for my second character to meet the same fate as my previous character. That'd be terrible. Especially since ogres usually don't give me too much trouble. Alright, kill the goblin and continue exploring dungeon level 3. I'm also pretty hungry, so finding something with a butcherable corpse would be quite good about now. Orcs. Let's conjure a wall of flame and then pelt them from a wizard cast a spell. I've found my first orcish wizard, an enemy spellcaster. They're pretty dangerous. I don't want to pick a fight with them. Alright. Near starving, so I guess I'll eat one of my rations, because I don't foresee myself getting any reserve supplies of food anytime soon. That, and I need to not be hungry in order to cast spells, in case I need to escape somehow. Oh man. This is quite a dangerous level. Dungeon level 3. Let's butcher the bat corpse and pick up the bat corpse. We're 70% on the way to the next level. I'm also playing really cautiously right now. Sniping orcs through the door, butchering their corpses, then picking them up. I don't know why I've suddenly started to not automatically pick up corpses, but whatever. Get a feeling I'm going to run into Mist Ogre again soon. Small snake. Die, small snake. Staircase down. I guess in the event that I'm unable to run back up, I could run down into the next dungeon level, but that's kind of dangerous for very obvious reasons. The first of those reasons is that there are probably live monsters down there waiting for me, and those monsters are probably a lot stronger than the monsters I'm currently running away from, so it'll be the proverbial jumping from the frying pan into the fire. And the second reason is that I've already cleared the upper levels, so running back into them hopefully shouldn't be as dangerous. There's an escape hatch up, which is good. That'll do to escape from if I run into something I can't handle. Ruined dwarven dagger. I think we're finally going to reach our first dungeon branch. Yes, we are. This, what you see here, is the entrance to the sewers. The first dungeon branch we're likely to find in the dungeon. Let's just kill all the cockroaches here. Let's evoke our spear of reaching and try to stab the cockroach at a safe distance. Kill the giant cockroach and reach level 5. Awesome. Now this is going to disappear pretty soon, and it's where we're going to go next, so I'm going to finish up the episode here, and in next episode we're going to explore our first dungeon branch, which is going to be the sewer. It's good to go into dungeon branches because they provide lots of useful treasure we can use to bolster our chances of survival, and hopefully within the dungeon branch I'll gain a level and another level and be more suited to fight the nasty monsters I've found on this level. Once again, thanks for watching everyone, and goodbye.